Good morning, Gina.
Good morning. Is your darling daughter doing okay?
She was up way past midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a short sale now.
Congratulations.
And it's pending already.
Yes, it would be. Congratulations. Hey, I want to apologize for yesterday. I
What?
jumped in like about 3 times with about 3 different people without asking more questions for clarification. And that is not okay. So I just wanted to throw that out there too.
Claire, what are you talking
Well,
about?
because you said you had a short sale. I knew it wasn't arm's length, and I was walking you through some of the stuff to do, but that wasn't the situation at all. The situation was you already had it. It was already going into contract, all of that. And because I didn't ask for clarification, I jumped in all pell-mell in the middle of it, where that wasn't even part of the issue. There wasn't really any of that. So that's why.
Yeah, it was the main thing. The fantastic thing is, and other people may not have this, but the fantastic thing is I got all my paperwork done and I got the listing without even talking to the client.
Yeah, see, that's
I didn't even have to go out to the house.
no.
And I can't be accused of going behind the sign of getting the other listing agent fired.
Right.
She called my daughter, and these are the things that I was trying to get straight, was because my daughter's the short sale negotiator. She's the expert. She's the one that sent the letter. She's the one that she answered the letter. And she said, well, how's things going? Says, well, it's stalled. It's not going anywhere. And they got the price raised up way high. And the appraiser came out. They didn't negotiate with the appraiser, and they got the price jacked up so that no investor would ever buy it.
No, you can't get any offers in that sort of situation. And you're already dealing with something that's going to take a while to negotiate through the bank. So you would need somebody in order to even make an offer. And I know you well know this, is going to need it to make sense. And a jacked up price and waiting a year to maybe get told no is not anything that makes sense. So.
And the auction is in 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks.
Now, is it still, so we used to claim a death once in a while. And then to stall everything off, or bankruptcy, we would claim that once in a while too, to do whatever we could to get that auction date put off. And sometimes we would just negotiate and agree. Like I think Craig just negotiated one out to get it to stop. Do that. You know what? Why don't you look up, this might be really good for you. You know the bank tracker that Gary has on his website, Bank Tracker USA or something like that, IRW. Do you know about that?
Bank tracker?
Yep. So go on Gary's website and find the bank tracker. It's in member resources, miscellaneous links. Look up the bank that actually, has that property, and you look for how many properties they have that are yeah. There's a name, loan loss. I can't remember the name of the, but look up that number. And then if the whole total bank has non-producing assets or something like that is what they call it, whatever it is.
Right.
If that number is higher than 1 or 2%, that bank's not doing that well. And then so you'll look up that. And then the other thing you're going to look up is how much money they have set aside for loan loss, not reserves. They can't touch reserves. So if they don't have enough money set aside to deal with that, they're really in trouble. So you have the upper hand and you can probably get that thing stalled out or held off.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool beans. All right. We only got 2 of you today. Good morning, Bree.
Good morning. How are you?
I am fabulous. Is your shirt green?
Yes, it's a dress.
Love. It's very pretty. First off, I love green. It's like one of my very favorite colors. Greg hates it, but it doesn't hate it on me. I want to paint house a deep green, and he's just like, ugh. But anyway, so we're probably not doing it, even though the outside's green. But whatever. I want to dig in, and then the other people, they just are going to have to join whenever they're going to have to join, because I want to dig into this. So,
all right.
So all right. Good. Craig's in here. Yes. All right, so I'm going to tell you guys the story of Jack and the Beanstalk, which I know you guys know. So I'm just going to give a refresher on it. And then what I want to do is I want to tear apart every single section of it, because I'm a firm believer that fairy tales, especially fairy tales, have massive deep meaning if we just kind of go through all the symbolism that is in. I love fairy tales. I think they tell a greater truth. So here's the basic story. Jack lives with his mother and they have a cow, and that's really sort of their only thing that they do have, their only asset. But he, as a boy, trades that cow for, you guys remember what he trades the cow for?
A
Beans,
seed.
Yep,
magic bean.
exactly. His mom finds out, she gets pissed, she throws them out the window, and they grow into a giant beanstalk, right? He climbs up that giant beanstalk, and there's giants up there. He climbs up the huge beanstalk, and there's giants up there. He sneaks past the giants, and he steals gold, and he comes back down again. And then he goes back up again. This was the part that I had forgotten. And he goes back up there again, sneaks past the giants again, and he gets the goose that lays the golden egg. Again, I forgot that one. And then he goes up again, but this time he fights the giants and he ends up getting a magic harp. And that is the basic story of Jack and the Beanstalk. That's it. Little teeny tiny story. And it's like, wait, what's going on here? All right. So I want to kind of unpack this. So, and I want you guys to unpack it actually. So let's start with Jack. So Jack lives with his mother. So unpack a little bit about what that means.
Oedipus complex? No.
Could be, but there's no dad, right?
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So there's no dad.
He's trying to provide.
Right, exactly. So you got Jack, you got no dad, so sort of pseudo orphan or at least fatherless at some point, and lives with, who's coming in? Kathy's coming in, lives only with mom. And then they have a cow. So what does a cow symbolize in this story?
Wealth.
Wealth. Give me more.
Small cash,
Sustenance.
Sustenance. Who said that?
a small cash flow.
Small cash flow and sustenance. Exactly. Like they're poor. So it's bare minimum.
Yeah.
So Jack is this boy without a dad. They have bare minimum substance. They have a cow. Jack trades the cow for magic beans. Okay. So what are magic beans?
An opportunity.
Say it again.
A dream.
A dream. Very good.
An opportunity.
Opportunity. Very good. Keep on going. What else we got here? There's some rich stuff in beans and magic beans.
Well, you have to believe in magic to believe that they have any worth.
Exactly. And perfect.
And the mom probably didn't believe in magic. So she was like, what the hell?
There's that too. So that's right in there because mom was pissed. To believe, to want to know magic is to want to know what?
The
Secret.
unseen.
Secret. What did you say, Bree?
The unseen.
The unseen, secret, knowledge.
That there's something else out there which is still the same as unseen.
Yep, exactly, exactly.
Wisdom.
Yes,
Wisdom.
wisdom. All
Wisdom.
that is wrapped up in this. They're beans. They're seeds. It's the seed that is going to grow.
The truth is out there.
Yeah. Everything is like her. Is that your daughter? Yeah. Hi, daughter.
She popped the door open.
It's so cute. It's so cute. She can come on in. Okay, so we've got seeds, magic, knowledge.
I don't know if you want her to. She's been up all night.
Okay, so and mom's pissed. So why is mom pissed when she finds out that he took the cow and traded it for magic beans?
Wasn't
We
it their
only saw
rent or
them as-
food or whatever?
Right.
Go back and get Kathy yours and then Bree yours.
I said, wasn't it supposed to be for their rent or food or something?
Yeah, there's sustenance.
Yeah, basic need.
Yeah, like the lowest level of Maslow's, well, not the very lowest, but food, shelter's the lowest, but right down at the very bottom, Maslow's hierarchy. Okay, Bree, you had something too?
Yeah, she didn't see the worth of the beans beyond beyond just beans, and saw the worth of the cow over the worth of the beans.
Perfect. Some people won't ever be able to see it. They can't. They're so wrapped up here, they can't look up. They don't look up. And when you try and help them to look up, they throw it away anyway. So as I was kind of really pondering this, I was like, whoa, some people are going to reject it no matter what you do. Right.
Hmm.
All right. So she throws out the seeds and it grows into a giant beanstalk. Okay. What does Jack have to do with the giant beanstalk?
He has to take advantage of the opportunity.
Yes. Yes.
Like, he can't just say, oh, it's there. He has to put it into action.
Yes. And Kathy?
Take action. He had to do something.
Yep. And is it easy to climb?
Oh, no.
No, it's hard. Like, I don't know about y'all, but that stupid rope they made us climb, like I don't know if I ever got a foot off the ground. Like, if that's if I'm going to be dead because I can't climb a flipping rope, I'm just going to stay on the ground, because there is no sense in me even trying. I did not get the hang of it. I do not know how that thing works. I don't know. But you got to climb. It requires work. So he climbs up, right?
To what he can't see.
To what he can see, and up towards the heavens. That's where he climbs. He climbs up into the heavens. Okay. So he's an orphan. I'm going to get P on here, and then I'll recap where we are so far, and then we'll continue going. PF, you're just in time. I'm recapping. We're looking for the hidden symbolism in Jack and the Beanstalk. He lives with his mother. He's an orphan. He has a cow, which we've decided is milk and sustenance. He trades it for magic beans, which is knowledge and seeds and wisdom and opportunity and all those kinds of things. His mom gets pissed and throws the beans out because she's practical and she doesn't understand the higher purpose. She doesn't get any of that. And she's rejecting this opportunity that is possibly, this thing that he's going after. It grows into a beanstalk that he must climb, and climbing is hard work to get to the heavens, to figure out what his opportunity is. That's where we are. Okay. He sneaks past the giant. So what is the giant in this story? What are the giants?
Obstacles.
Bam. Sneaks past the obstacles. Okay. He sneaks past them. Anybody see anything there?
He's not going to face it right on.
Yes. Yes. He doesn't wrestle with it. He just sneaks past it. Okay.
He has a strategy according to the environment.
Yep. That's his strategy. You're exactly right. His strategy is to sneak past this big, huge thing that it's a giant. I mean, it's a giant, right? So he sneaks past it and he steals gold. So the fact that he steals makes him what?
Not good.
A thief. It makes him a thief. That part to me was really interesting. And I had to kind of wrestle with that this morning over why is Jack a thief? Because Jack's a thief. Bilbo in The Hobbit is a thief. You see thieves on occasion throughout stories, fairy tales, and classic literature. Why a thief?
Took something wasn't his.
It's not his. Why isn't it his? He traded the cow. They're his beans.
That would be a good
Stock
question.
is-
Was it hit? Did the giant take it from him? I mean, there's
No.
other.
Never says that.
He was
What
not
was the
given
goal?
the resources.
He didn't know the resources. Keep on digging. There's more to thief, I think. I think there's more. I think you guys are on the right path, but I think there's more.
That's all he knew. When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail.
Oh, that's so good. And underneath, because that's all he knows, then that's what is anybody else have more underneath that?
Did he mine the gold, or was the
No,
gold
he stole it. It was
He
like
just took
giants
like
have
gold coins?
Yeah, like gold coins, exactly. Giants they guard wealth. So
Yes,
there's,
but did
yes,
he know that he was there? I mean, why did he climb the beanstalk to begin with? He was
because
just curious, right?
well, he knew that there was magic and knowledge to be found. That's why he has magic seeds, beans. He knows there's magic and knowledge that he's desirous of. So he's climbing the beanstalk to heaven to go find the magic knowledge or wisdom that he's desirous of. So he knows there's something up there. And the first thing he does is steal gold. He finds gold and he steals it.
Wasn't there, when he got the beans and he was bartering with the cow, wasn't there a promise involved about those
They were
beans
magic. He was
and what he
told-
might find or what it might bring?
I don't remember. It wasn't in the really truncated version I read, which has these extra parts that I didn't know about. What do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of the fact that he has to steal is because he doesn't understand the concept of rightfully claiming something and fighting the giant. He snuck past it and stole. Does that have any weight or anything with any of you guys? Because that's kind of where I went to it. And if it doesn't, throw it out. But if it does, great.
Well, it certainly plays a part, because he's avoiding trying to obtain it in a more direct, rightful way,
Right.
which sort of implies he doesn't have the faith that he's entitled to it.
Excellent.
Yeah, and he's afraid, and he's trying to make things right with his mom too.
Yeah, he can't.
So there's a lot of reasons.
Mhm. Yeah, he can't go back with nothing. No cow, no nothing. I failed completely then. So, and what does gold? He steals gold. What does gold symbolize?
Wealth, the
Yep.
opportunity to get anything you need.
Yep, wealth, power, all that kind of stuff, right? He comes down with his gold, but for some reason it's not enough because he goes back up again. He goes back up again and he sneaks past the giants again. And this time he steals the goose that lays the golden egg. All right, unpack all that. What would that mean?
Greed.
Greed? I could. What else?
Well,
Uh,
once you sell the gold, you can collect an increase if it's increased. But gold does not produce any cash flow.
Bam.
But the goose produces cash flow. The goose produces a golden egg every time the goose lays an egg, or
Yep.
every other one, or every third one, who knows?
Whatever,
But
exactly.
they at least lay one, but it's cash flow. It's long-term sustenance.
Yes. So which is better, the ability to have gold or the ability to make gold?
Making gold.
Making your gold, exactly. So he went up for a higher purpose, but he still snuck past the giants.
Mm-hmm.
He still snuck past them. And when he gets down, he goes back up again. The third time. So this is the third time he goes up. This time he fights the giants and they give him a golden harp.
He fights the giants.
He fights the giants this time. He fights the giants and wins the golden harp. That's what he wins. Okay. So when he fought the giants, we already decided giants were obstacles. So he fought his obstacle, the big, huge, scary thing that guards wisdom, wealth, knowledge, power, all those kinds of things that you have to face. He finally faces it and he's gifted with a golden harp. Now, what is a harp?
Joy.
What is that? What is it, Kathy?
I just said joy because it's music and enlightenment, maybe. But it's uplifting.
Yes. Okay. It's music. All right. So what do you guys like, what is music? If we break down music in all of its parts, what is music?
it's something to enhance your life. Once you've gotten your needs taken care of, you can enjoy it.
Hello, Christopher.
It's vibration. Music is vibrations and it feeds the heart. It feeds the mind, soothes the
soul.
mind. It brought a lot of peace to David whenever they needed more wisdom in the Old Testament. They said, get the musician, bring in the heart.
Yep. I'm gonna meet you. Yeah.
Bring in the musician, bring the leader in.
Calm down.
David soothed himself and calmed himself down a lot with the heart.
Soothes the magic, soothes the beast, exactly. So here's a cool thing on music that I really liked. So every note in I think music, there's a few things in this world that really point to higher unity on some level. Music is one of them. I think music, math, creation, art, I think those things, but especially music and math and creation, especially those three. Music, there's notes, and each note relates to every other note. And each note and all of the notes relate to the words, the phrases, and the phrases relate to the melody. And it all winds in together. Each note has its part. It has to play. It's played by instruments, by people. We say the word play, which that in and of itself is really interesting because, it takes skilled people to play instruments well. I mean, anybody can, but to play them really well, it takes some skill. So there's their skill, but while they play with the instrument, they also play with the patterns as they're building it. And then once we have this, then we have this whole thing that shows this that's this great diversified unity in all these different parts and pieces and everything that all seem to go together. And then there's a pattern, so it has to follow the pattern. And then music pulls us, it aligns us, it grabs our attention, and it aligns us to that pattern. And then it causes us to move, to dance, and to dance within the pattern. Unless you're like me and you're always a quarter beat off. But that's what music does. Music is to be able to go up into the heavens and see the great pattern of how it all works. And so as I was kind of thinking about this and then listening to some stuff on this also, he goes up 3 times. The first time, just gold. The second time, the ability to make gold. But those 2 things aren't enough in his seeking of magic, knowledge, wisdom, and everything else. He has to go up again and see the pattern. And once he sees the pattern and aligns himself up with the pattern and fights his giant in order to learn that, fights the big obstacle, faces the obstacle, and goes through with it, then he understands the purpose. And so I'm pondering that this morning as I was getting ready. I saw this necklace, which is one of my very favorite necklaces. And I just got it at an art place or something. It's not anything expensive, but on this side, there is the octopus, which used to be, I grew up in Washington State, and we have the giant ones up there underneath the old Narrows Bridge that fell down. And these used to be the scariest of anything in the deep, the giant octopuses. And I mean, now we know so much more about them, and they're brilliant, intelligent creatures. But way back when, that was the giant of the deep. Right? But on this side, it says, to reach a port, we must set sail. And I was like, oh, you have to face this in order to reach your port. There's no other way around it. And then I started thinking about, that's why we pray or why we meditate. We don't meditate or pray, well, the highest level of meditation and prayer is to align. And for those of you that do this, and I know there's a bunch of us that do meditate and pray and or both, we do it to align ourselves to the music so that we align ourselves also, because when we're in alignment, what happens in our lives?
Everything comes together and fits in its place.
Yeah, it's almost like all you have to do is just hold out your hand and accept it. And I thought about this because Anna inspired me so much, because I have been beating my head against a rock trying to get my classes out there, where, group after group is like, oh my gosh, I love it, but we're not going to do it. And the feedback is amazing. Like, holy crap, the world needs this, but we're not going to do it. And they say they will, and then they're not going to, which is fine. I'm not pissed off about that. I was mildly irritated, but I'm not pissed off. Because I finally realized that if all the doors are shut, then you need to make a window. And I wasn't in alignment. And the original alignment was to go write a book. This was just a step that I thought I needed to do to make sure what I had was really what I thought I had. But I already did that. I did that with most of you guys. I did it. So why am I not just making a window and going through the window and putting myself back in alignment with the world? And the other thing that alignment gives us is if we wake up in the middle of the night, I'm going back to Jack. Jack was very, very poor. He didn't have a dad. All they had was a cow. He was poor. Well, the antidote to suffering is to have the highest, go after the highest meaning. And the highest meaning is alignment. And it means you have to be willing to fight the dragon, the giant. You have to be willing to fight it. And then if nothing else, at least you sit back and go, well, even if everything else went to hell in a handbasket and it all sucked, at least I know that I am going after the highest meaning. I am working on my way towards alignment with whatever that means in your world. And I am willing to fight the dragons. I'm absolutely willing to fight them because it's important and it means something. So to me, that's what Jack and the Beanstalk is. It's underneath all of that.
Did you know music is actually a series of vibrations? It's very rooted in physics. And if you also go further, energy is neither created nor destroyed.
Ever. It's
So
just,
it's like a recycling in a different form.
Yep, it's just transmuted.
yeah. Yep.
And all plants and animals create music.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's cool. I love that one. I love that, which is, so it's not only just cross-cultural, it's cross-creational. That points to a very deep truth. When you start seeing things that are cross-cultural, that's much deeper to be cross-creational. So exactly.
They
Yeah.
respond to our words as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's vibrations.
Yep.
You know, our
Which
words are
also
vibrations.
Yep. Which are all waves, which all just blows me away too, that sight, sound, everything, color, they're all waves, all of it, vibrational waves.
And they're all interconnected.
Yes, exactly. It's all interconnected. It's all
There's
interconnected.
about 10 songs that if I were to play any one of them right now, I'd probably go into uncontrollable weeping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the one that comes to mind is Dream On. Never let your dreams, dream on till your dreams come true.
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith, except it's been redone by a woman named Morgan James.
Oh,
She
okay.
is a opera trained, Juilliard trained lady.
Wow.
There's a bass, there's a cello, there's drums, there's piano. And one morning the Lord woke me up and said, change the dues, because there's a line in there that says everybody's got their dues in life to pay.
Yep.
He said, change that dues to DOS.
Ah, I love
Because
that.
we have our dues because Jesus said, who's my mother and father? The disciples is there, and he said, hey, come over here. Your mother and your brother's over here. He said, who's my mother and brother?
Mhm.
Those who do the will of my Father.
Yep, it goes back to the action. It goes back
do.
to, yeah,
Who
the
do.
action.
And so everybody's got their dues in life to pay. So you have to do, if you do the will of the Father, or as he's giving you skills to do, you do that in your business. And you keep dreaming till your dreams come true, then that gives you the emotion that you need, the drive.
The
Mhm.
strike.
It changed the meaning of the song.
Completely. Yep.
Funny
Boy,
thing is that message about the dues was preached one Sunday on Mother's Day. The following Sunday, my pastor said, somebody's going to have a secular song out there and God's going to change a word in it. It's going to change the entire meaning of the song.
when you hear something 3 times, that means pay attention to. I believe that means pay attention.
yeah.
You hear something 3 times, you
That
know,
song used to make me weep when I was still working for the phone company back in the 90s, when I was out driving in the country early in the morning for the phone company. And it'd come on and I'd get me out of here.
yeah,
This is not my dream.
yeah, exactly. I love that.
Wasn't my dream.
I
Get
was
me out.
never, I was
I wanna
never
be
a fan of
around you.
theirs until we went to France, and this is off subject, but whatever. We went to France and rode the rock and roller coaster with Aerosmith, and we rode it 9 times. And I'm like, and it's such a perfect blend of the ride and the songs that they're playing 3 or 4 songs. And I'm like, I kind of do like them now. So, but that puts an interesting spin on it. That's nice. So, all right. Anybody else have any other thoughts or anything around any of Jack and the Beanstalk or any of that? Fairy tales, music, stories, any of it?
Inside ourselves, inside here and here, we have to fight. We have to believe. We have to climb. We have to put ourselves in a different position. We have to sail. We have to, when you want your ship to come in, you need to send it out.
Yeah, you do. Okay, so hold
And
that.
so-
Okay,
so-
hang on, hold that. Craig, because I know you were talking first.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Jack was very persistent and he had a lot of fortitude,
Uh-huh.
you know. Even though going up and stealing the gold
Mm-hmm.
and whatever he went up to get, he kept going back, even though it was a challenge to get up there
Mm-hmm.
and knowing what he was gonna face with the giants.
Oh,
So
you're right. The second and third time he knew they were up there.
yeah.
Oh, that's very good.
So, yeah. Even though it was
So
wrong.
the third time, I got a question. The third time when he got the harp put them to sleep, right?
Mhm.
Put the giants to
You're
sleep.
right. There was a time that the harp put us, but if this is the same story, it wasn't in the one that I read, but there is the boy with the harp that it puts to sleep. And I think that things like that, like they always pointed to the other stuff that was around at the same time, especially written by the same author. There's like this unifying theme that you see throughout the stuff.
So
Because
then
I
he didn't have to steal anymore. Like he didn't have to sneak anymore.
No, he didn't. He found the secret.
But what I remember too with that, I don't remember him fighting the giants in terms of to win the harp. I remember him fighting because they got mad because they stole things.
Yes, that's
And-
why
Yeah.
they got pissed. Uh-huh.
And that yes, the harp did put him to sleep, but they woke up and came after him. So he had to cut the beanstalk down.
Yes, and they fell and
Mhm.
died.
Yeah.
Yep. So, all right, unpacking that
Oh.
then, which is beautiful. Then the pattern and alignment made it easy because they fell asleep. So that made it easy. Sue the giant beast, going back to David and Saul. It made it easy to sneak past. He faced him and used what was in his power. Now that he had his wisdom and his power was in understanding the pattern. It was never in gold or the ability to make gold. It was an understanding of power. Those were benefits, but he understood the power. And then all he had to do was come back down to home, return home again, and cut off that so that the giants could go crashing down to their death and they don't exist anymore. So
Yeah.
you're right. Thank you guys for reminding me of that part. That's really good.
He got rid of the obstacle.
Uh-huh. He got rid of the obstacle. He absolutely did. He got rid of the obstacle.
He changed the path too,
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
because you couldn't go back the same way and do more. It's done.
It's done. There's nothing higher. He already hit the pinnacle. It's done. He knows it now. Yeah. For 3 times, he didn't. The 3 first, 1, 2, and 3 heading up. But once he got it, he knew it. He knew it. He knew it was right. So All right.
So where did the giants get the gold, the golden goose, and the harp? Did they take them from the people that
people?
were living down where the cows were?
Well, it would, so if I go back to other fairy tales, the gold's always hidden by or guarded by dragons, and dragons always steal the gold. And so if I start to dig into that, and you see that theme over and over and over again, you see dragons guarding gold and wealth and all that, and that gold is always stolen. It's always, the dragon doesn't produce or make dragons, you know, I don't mean, I'm not remembering Game of Thrones and what theirs, I mean, I know there were warriors, but your classical dragon has stolen Smog. Smog has stolen the gold and then, you know, guards it. So it's not theirs to begin with, but they took it through power, ultimate power, but they always guard it. It's always, there's always, I think the deeper meaning for me is that there's always someone, there's always an obstacle on your way. And the obstacle looks way bigger. We're always tiny. We're little tiny hobbits having to face a gargantuan dragon. That's just what it looks like. And we, most of the time, most of the world will dance around and sneak around and not try and face it. But to be a real human being and find your highest power, you have to face it. You got to face it. And there's always a weak spot. Every time there's always a weak spot. In this case, the harp. In Smog, there was a weak plate on the front chest piece over his heart that didn't cover it. There's, you know, there's always a weak spot. And we have the tools, we have the swords, we have the tools we need to do it, but it looks big and scary. It looks like the octopus of the deep. And we all have them, and they're different in all of our lives too, you know, but we all have it. All right. So, any other thoughts before I close us out? I would encourage you to, Craig, did you have something you were going to say? You were so thinking up there. Okay. I would encourage you to do the things that you do in your life to put yourself in alignment. And we all have our individual ways of doing that. Put yourself in alignment with the universe, to seek out, if you don't know what the big meaning is, to actively seek that out, to go through Gary's or my visioning processes. Gary's takes longer than mine. Mine's different than his. They're good. They're both good. They're just different. And to keep aligned up in that dance with what that higher purpose is, because the doors close a lot. They're just going to close a lot, and it's okay. Because if we stay in alignment, if that's the direction we're going, not for power or greed, but truly, truly to find wisdom, alignment, and knowledge, of which wealth and everything else follows behind it, of some sort it always does, then we just stay there, stay in that place, so we can recognize when those doors close, wait, there are windows I can go through. And at least if I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, I don't know why I'm doing this, what's going on, at least I'm doing this thing I'm doing, and it is worthy, and I am willing to do whatever I have to do to go move towards that thing, because it is worthy and good. So I encourage you to think about that this weekend, and then to keep and stay in alignment, put yourself in alignment and stay in alignment. Does that mean that you're not going to have dragons? No, it doesn't. It means you're going to have dragons. Does that mean that you're going to know the way instantly? No, it doesn't. But if we keep on climbing, we will find it. I hope that you guys, I love you, PF. I hope that you guys have amazing weekends. I hope that you also recognize that some people won't see it, and it's okay. It really, really is. They're part of the story also. They just don't see it. And they still have value and worth. They just don't see it. And it's okay. They cannot see it. And it's all right. So, all right, you guys, you're amazing people. And I love the fact that I can dance with you.
My psyche allows me to drive the school bus. I get the knowledge and wisdom that I have that I want to share with other people, and they don't get it. It's like I'm on the school bus, now Forrest comes in, get on the school bus, And she says, well, Forrest, are you going to get on the bus? Because the bus is going to take you to knowledge. My job is to drive the school bus and to offer them the knowledge. If they don't want to take it, we just shut the door. We go on down the road and we pick up the next set of students.
Yeah.
Want to pick up.
Yeah.
Our job is to get them on the school bus if we can. If they don't want to get on the school bus, it's not our problem.
No, our job is to open the door, stop the bus and open the door for opportunity, for relationship, and to build from there. And if they don't want to, they don't want to, and it's okay. It really, it doesn't mean that they won't. It just means that a different bus might need to come by at a different time with a different person, a different relationship, and that's okay too. I don't need to be the center of the entire world. That's not what I need to do. I just need to be willing to have relationship. And from
My
there,
solitude right there. So I just drive the school bus.
yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, y'all. Anna, again, a happy belated birthday.
Thank you, my love.
I'm grateful for every birthday that you have on this earth. So
I love you. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful Friday.
you too, darling. All right. Have an amazing weekend, you guys, and I will see you Monday or Tuesday. One or the other. Oh,
Which
no,
is-
no. I will not see you Monday. Gary's not doing Monday. And I
Not
will see you
And
Tuesday
Tuesday's the
morning.
holiday.
Yep, not gonna see you. I'm not gonna see you guys till Wednesday.
Mm.
All right.
We'll
Oh,
be
no.
jonesing for daggone mastermind meeting in the morning. By then,
Yeah.
What
I'm
is the
gonna be
mastermind?
jonesing.
I love it. That's
Jonesing.
awesome. That's
Probably
awesome.
Saturday afternoon, I'm gonna say, where's my mastermind group?
So I hope you guys have an amazing 4th of July. It was the holiday when I had little kids that I hated the most because there's always some child injured. I was always like, there's something wrong when you mix men, fire, and beer. I'm just like, that is not good, man. But I don't have kids anymore. It's a pretty cool holiday. All right, you guys, go have amazing days. I love you all, and I will see you guys Wednesday morning.
All right,
Bye. Love you. Have a good weekend.
You too, sweetie.
thanks all.